So grab your block, have
Okay.
it close by, and let's start hands and knees, like quadruped. I'm not going to play any music for today because I feel like this is more like a little bit more talking and
No, that's
instructive.
fine. And
Awesome. So if you have your block, go ahead and place it in between your thighs. So on the thinnest level, like sort of like I always say, like hamburger, hot dog, like put that here. And you don't want it to be too close to your knees, not for this exercise at least. See if you can bring them up a little bit higher. So it's like right above your knees. And then make sure whenever you're on your hands and knees, you put your knees to a place where they feel like you could, they might have to draw together a little bit more, come in a little closer than you normally would have them if you were in tabletop pose. And then just stay here. So no cat-cow to start here. I just want you to spread your fingers wide. Press down into your hands a little more, like the pads of your fingers, so you can lessen the load in the wrist just a little bit. And if you need to ever lessen that load, just pull your shoulders back a little bit away from like stacking right on top of your wrists, and it will lessen that crease. And then start to take a deep breath in. Think about your spine getting a little bit longer, just maybe even energetically. And then as you exhale, think drawing your navel slightly up and in, but like you had a corset on, not like the most wonderful visual or feeling, right, for that matter. But just, I want you to think about that like wrapping around sort of action, only because you want to start to access those muscles that will wrap, they actually do wrap around from the sides to the front. Okay. And so it's not about like making your waist any thinner. It's about that idea that you are just hugging in towards the center, activating those muscles. And it might be just so slight. Like for me, it's just so slight. And you start to like do a little bit more work, right? And then with that sort of awareness, I want you to think about your inner thighs hugging that block. And then for me, like just even the awareness of it, I start to work a little bit harder. So just hug in a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Active breath out. One more round of breath in and out. Keep hugging that block. Awesome. And then you'll keep that block in. And then give your wrists a break. So start to just come up onto your knees, interlace your fingers, press your palms together, and then trace that nice slow infinity symbol right in front of your face, right? Like with your knuckles. So just like warming up the wrists a little bit more, giving a little bit more movement in all directions. Awesome. And then reach that up over your head. Take a deep breath in. And with your toes either tucked or untucked, your choice. So we need to take a deep breath in and again, get a little bit longer through the spine, expand. And then as you exhale, send your hands right in front of you. You can keep that clasp of the hands if that's helpful, or split the hands, your choice, whatever feels better in the shoulders. And then stay here, get a little bit longer through the crown of your head. And then think of that sort of like wrapping around action towards the front as you exhale. Now, keep that same awareness, deep breath in. Think of that wrapping action as you breathe out. You might even bring your hands to your ribs to engage that. And then just slightly start to tip back. Nothing else changes. So you're not sitting back. You're thinking of that angle, that straight line rather, like just tipping back. And then that might just be slight. If you need to draw your knees a little closer together, do that. You'll feel your quads turn on, but I want you to also engage your glutes just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Maybe reach the hands forward, breathe out, and then rise back up. So even the slightest tip back starts to increase that load, right? In all directions. And then bring your hands back to the ground, remove that block, place it to the front of your mat. Now come into your normal tabletop pose. And if you want to like take some lateral movement side to side, you can, some cat-cow. Awesome, do that. And then come back to neutral. Think about engagement through the center, right? Like this is like your powerhouse, the center of your body. And then send your right leg behind you. Let it float about hip height. Now try not to back bend, right? So the goal is not like cow. You don't want to find cow pose, right? You want to keep tabletop, but it's just like one leg is back. And then bend that knee, your right knee, and press just the heel up without taking a back bend. So you're starting to increase that load in the glutes, but at the same time, can you still access your core? Thinking about that wrapping around action. Take one more breath in. Can the heel rise? The glutes engage. So nice. And then exhale, knee comes back down to the ground. And then you'll switch. Left leg goes back behind you. Core engages as you bend the left knee. Now think about pressing your heel up. Feel the left glutes work. Feel them turn on. The hamstrings even turn on. Take a breath in. So nice. And then drop your left knee back down. Take a round of cat-cow. Inhale to lift your heart. Lift your tailbone, lift your chin. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your upper back, drop your head. And then walk your hands up your thighs. If you want to give your wrists a break, another way you can do that, the infinity, like we did before, or flick your fingers, like you were like flicking water off your hands, like your hands were wet. Flick, flick, flick. Wiggle your fingers, roll out your wrists, take a deep breath in, reach your arms up and overhead. And then engage the belly, engage the glutes, tip back, reach your hands forward as you do. Pause here, one full round. In, get taller. Exhale, get stronger. And then inhale, reach the hands back up. And then reach them back down to the ground, tabletop. So send your right leg behind you, let it float. Now I want you to keep it long this time, but flex through the ankle, right? So you're pressing the whole sole of your foot back. And then start to then bend your knee. So you're keeping that foot flexed. You're going to take a breath in, press the heel up. Now, as you exhale, nothing else changes, but bring your right knee next to your left. Let it hover. Now send your right knee out to the right. Pause. This is maybe not the most fun thing, but you're activating your glutes a little bit more. Take one more breath in. And then bring your right knee back to the left. Start to kick that foot up and back. Keep the knee bent. Now extend the right leg long. See if you can then think about your right heel drawing out to like 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. Keep the crown of your head reaching forward. Take a full inhale. Find that strength in the core in the exhale. Come right back to center. And then drop your right knee next to the left. Lift your chest, find cow. Exhale, press into your hands, round your back cat. Walk your hands up your thighs. Take what you need in the wrists for a moment. Maybe you make fists this time and you roll them out. Reach your hands up and overhead, deep breath in. And then reach your hands straight forward, tip back. Belly engages, glutes engage, quads are working. Stay, full breath in, get longer. Exhale, get stronger. Inhale, reach the hands back up. Place the hands down, tabletop pose. And then here you go. Send the left leg behind you, press back through the heel. And then bend the knee 90 degrees. Take a breath in right here. And then exhale, left knee comes down to meet the right. Now think about your left knee drawing straight out to the left. Nothing else changes. Stay, full breath in, breath out, and then slowly bring it back down. Kick it up and back. Maybe press the heel up a little bit more to activate the glutes. And then send that heel straight back first. And then left knee comes to meet the right. Take a round of cat-cow again, lift the heart. Round through the upper back. Take your knees a little wide, big toes together, hips draw back, and then walk your hands forward. Now you might even take your block and place it underneath your forehead to find child's pose. And you can even rock your head slowly side to side. You might even find one point that feels a little sticky or where there's tension. And pause there, take a breath in. Soften your face, breathe out. Stay, full inhale. Full exhale. And one more round of breath, just slowing it down. And you'll slowly come back forward. And just for a few more shapes here, just like one more active shape, I want you to come onto your back, grab your block. You're gonna set up for bridge. So place that block back in between your thighs, arms down along your sides. Make sure all 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. And as you press down through your feet, squeeze that block, lift your seat up. Gaze straight up towards the ceiling here. And so it's not about how high your hips go. I want you to just think about that hugging in action, that slight adduction of the inner thighs, to then find the glutes turning on a little bit more. The hamstrings will even work a little more. Take one more big breath in. You're creating that strength in the back body. And then exhale to slowly lower down. You can take that block, maybe even place it behind your head. Heel toe your feet a little wide, knock your knees together, find the internal rotation of your thighs, which can sometimes create a little bit more space, some more release in the low back. And you can bring your hands to your belly here, close your eyes. If this is where you'd like to rest for a few moments, of course you can stay. Or if you'd like to take your legs long, traditional Shavasana, arms can come down along your sides if you wish. Take a slow breath in to the top of the inhale. Maybe even open up your mouth to soften the jaw as you exhale. And see if you can soften the toes. Even after that work, can you soften the knees, the thighs, the glutes? Soften the wrists, soften the fingers. And maintaining that balance of effort and ease. And take a long breath in again. Open your mouth, longer exhale. And slowly start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, the ankles. Maybe even rock the head. And start to bend your knees. When you're ready, you'll just roll to your side. And come all the way up to a seat, sitting up nice and tall to end. Take that big breath in. Long breath out. Bring your hands together right in front of your heart, maybe even bowing your chin to that space. Again, just a reminder that, of course, no effort is ever wasted. And for every moment of effort in yoga, we strive to have a moment of ease so we can keep that balance. And take your thumb tips to the center of your forehead, maybe even lift your chin. As always, be kind to yourself so you can then share that kindness in your own way with others. Namaste.